welcome to Life in Envelopes. I am Jennifer Bleecher. This channel is all about planning, budgeting, paying off debt, and my very exciting journey from full-time teacher to full-time Etsy shop owner and YouTuber. So if that is something that you think you would like to see, then please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you along on this journey. I want to start today's video by thanking my top tier patrons, my best friends, Iaisha, Allen, and MamaRhi Plans, for bringing you guys this video today. Thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate you so much. In today's video, we're going to be doing my family weekly check-in for the first week of November. Now I'm a little bit behind schedule because we had a very successful Etsy week, and I put filling those orders, I prioritize that above budgeting. So I'm glad to say I am all caught up on my Etsy orders and I'm feeling really good right now. Later today, Logan and I are going to be decorating our house for Christmas. And I'm going to make a video for my home channel, At Home with Life in Envelopes, showing that. And I'm also making a behind the scenes video for my patrons. So they'll get to see the behind the scenes of the decorating for Christmas. Okay, let's go ahead and jump right in. Today I'm using the Budget by Paycheck workbook by the Budget Mom. I am using her Filofax wallet. I am also using these category stickers from Cara Jo Plans. The other stickers that you see in the workbook are from my Etsy shop, Life in Envelopes. I have links to everything I use in the description box below, and anytime I have a discount code for you, it is also in the description box below. Okay, here we go. Okay, starting here with the weekly check-in. The way I use this page is I use one page per week. It just helps me keep everything straight. I don't like to see a lot of yellows or blues. Yellows are miscellaneous and blues are food. Those are two of my weaknesses, and I've been doing so good in those categories recently, but as you'll see this week, there's quite a bit, and we'll talk about what happened. Okay, jumping over to the monthly spread, let's see where we spent our money this week. Starting with bills, we set aside $40 for our trash bill. Our trash bill actually gets paid once every 3 months, but I was struggling with that, and I was struggling having it as a sinking fund because my sinking funds are variable, and this cannot be variable. This has to be paid. So what I started doing is every month, at the beginning of the month, I take out $40 and I put it in an envelope, and I just pretend like I pay it once a month. So I'm pretending like I paid this bill, it was $40, it's been paid. It's really sitting in that envelope so that it's ready when that bill comes up, but in my mind I've got to pretend I paid it. We got to do what works, you guys. Okay, next is State Farm, and that was $132. We have car insurance for 2 vehicles, the one that I drive and the one that Jacob drives. I still pay his car insurance. He works for me in my Etsy shop, and honestly, I don't think I pay him enough, but I do take care of other things for him, like his car insurance, and I buy all his food, and I provide a place for him to live. So anything he makes in my Etsy shop is really just his spending money. Okay. So I recently had to start, and I don't mind, that sounds bad when I said I had to. How about I say I chose to? I've recently chosen to homeschool Logan. It was kind of a joint decision between his school district and I. We decided that that would be best for him and everyone else involved. They've been amazing. They're being very supportive. He goes to an enrichment program with them once a week for 2 hours a week, and we also have been given a teacher that works with us. She's more like a consultant for me. She doesn't work with him specifically, but I can bounce ideas off of her. I am a teacher myself, but it's kind of new territory. Homeschooling is a totally different ballpark. Anyways, he has a program, a computer program that he does, and it's $20 a month. So this is a new bill that I'll need to add to my spreadsheets. $20 a month we need to put towards his homeschooling thing, computer program. Okay, over to debt. So our mortgage came out this week. It was $1,317. We live in Iowa, so we're in the Midwest, and we have a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house for $1,317. Yeah, I try to give you all these details because people ask. So I try to remember to give you all the details when I can. Okay, another debt that came out this week was my new car payment. I used to have a van and we paid $445 a month for it. Well, I was able to trade that in and get a used SUV, and now I only pay $118 a month. So that's really helping us out on this debt journey. Okay, over to food. So lately I've been doing cash envelopes, but I went over this week over the cash envelope amount. So we'll talk about that when we get to the spreadsheet. We ended up spending $195 at Sam's Club, and we ended up spending $53 at Fairway. Okay, over to gas. We got gas this week, and that cost us $30. Gas, you know, is variable depending on what's happening, and right now it's kind of at a high point for us, at least. I'm pretty sure it's probably the same way across the country, but where we are, it's more expensive than it's been. Okay, miscellaneous. So this is the category that I don't want to have any expenses in, but I have several this week. So to start with, we had an extra purchase at the pharmacy, which was $80. So this is for that medication that David has to take every once in a while, and it's very expensive. We used to have a sinking fund cash envelope for it. It used to cost $300, so we were very pleased when it only cost $80, but I've eliminated that envelope, so we didn't have that money, so it had to come out. We didn't have that money set aside, so it had to come out of our account this time. So that was $80 from the pharmacy. Like I said, we had a good Etsy week and I was excited. So I bought a meal out for my family and it cost $54. If you're familiar with Ames or the Ames area, it was from Hickory Park. It's kind of like our slightly famous restaurant here. Okay, so, and then I purchased 3 things for Logan's homeschooling, and I don't know if I get a refund on, like I can get a tax break on things I get for homeschooling. I'm not sure, but I purchased some supplies from Amazon for $8. I purchased him a book from BAM for $11. Going forward, we are going to do just library books, but I just trying to make things like as pleasant as possible for him. So I thought, let's start with a book that he can own and keep. So I did buy him a book from BAM. Okay, and then I had another purchase from Amazon for some homeschooling supplies for $15. Next category is spending. So we get $45 a week for spending. That is 20 for me, 20 for David, and 5 for Logan. Sinking funds, debt snowball. We put $245 towards our sinking funds this week. I do sinking funds once a month. I do it the first week of the month based on whatever we had left over from the month before. So when we closed out October, we were left with actually more than this. We were left with $345. So I put $245 towards sinking funds. This should be a red. Sorry, I just realized that debt snowball is red and savings is blue. So this should be red because this is a debt snowball payment. We made an additional debt snowball payment of $100 towards our debt this week as well. Okay, whew, that was a lot. Let's jump over to the spreadsheet and see how it all works out. Okay, let's start with the income. So our rollover was in fact $345. David's pay was $18.92. David is an evening janitor. He works full-time at a local school, and this is how much he gets paid every month. He gets paid once a month. Our Etsy payment was $172. That's exact because I do 1 month delay for our budget, so I know how much I have to work with. So altogether, that's $23.89. Oh, $24.09. It's not $23.89. It's $24.09. Good thing I checked. I think that's because originally I thought I was going to have $325 to roll over, and then I ended up having $345 to roll over, and I changed it here, but I didn't change it there. So that's why this amount was different. Okay, taking a look at our bills. So our mortgage did come out and it was $13.17. The SUV payment did come out and it wasn't quite $120. Let's see. It was only $118. So it was a little bit cheaper than I budgeted. State Farm was also a little bit cheaper. It was $132, so that was $7 cheaper. And Aspen was exactly $40. So just to clarify, this garbage, it's actually $20 a month, but I'm doing double because sometimes we have extra things for them to pick up, like extra boxes, which quite often happens a lot because of my business. So I'm upping it because when we're charged extra, I want to have that money in the account ready to go. So in the envelope, I should say, ready to go. Okay, so all together, let's see how much this equals. $1,607. And I always like to double check, make sure I did that right. $1,607. Okay, so we had $2,409 and we're going to take away $1,607. That leaves us with $802. So I'm going to bring that down here to our variable expenses, which are our cash envelopes. Unfortunately, this week, not only did I use the money in the cash envelopes, I spent more than that. Okay, I want to reference back to this page. So I spent $248 on food, and I only budgeted $85. See, this is why I should not do my budget late, because I make mistakes like that. Holy cow. I think I just got so excited about the next Etsy paycheck that I went a little crazy. Okay, so we spent $30 on gas, miscellaneous. Also, I didn't want to spend anything and I ended up spending quite a bit. Let's see, $168. So again, that was taking my family out to eat one time, David's meds, and then supplies for homeschool. Okay, spending was $45. And savings, this is the savings challenge that I do each week, and it was $12 that we set aside for our savings challenge. Okay, so I'm gonna add all these together. So that's 503. I'm just gonna double check that. 503. Okay, so 802 minus 503. That is $299. Okay, so coming up here to our cash envelopes, these amounts are correct. This is how much I ended up putting in the envelopes because I filled this in as I was doing it. So I know that that is exactly correct. So we have $299 that we're rolling over. We put $20 in birthdays, we put $35 in car maintenance, $35 in car registration, $15 in memberships, $100 in our vacation envelope, and $40 in our vet envelope. So let me see how much that is all together. $245. So all together that was $245. Not sure why I didn't do this total before. So we budgeted $601 minus $245. So we should have had $356 at this point, but I overspent in our variable category. So let's see where we're actually at. $54. Okay, so again, we did take out the $100 in cash and put it in an envelope. So our budget's going negative. We don't have negative money because we have a cushion in our account, but our budget is negative. So 54 minus 100 equals negative 46. So we're rolling over a negative amount of 46. And I roll over my negatives because I like to take care of them. So we're going to roll over just a second. Okay, so we're rolling over negative 46. Wait, 46. Not sure if I wrote this right. I'm just going to leave it there. You guys can explain to me what I should have written here. But I know I'm starting with a negative amount of 46. So what should I have written here? I don't know. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up the budget for this week that we're currently in. It's kind of too bad because we are already almost done with the week, and if I had done this earlier, I would have known to be more careful this week. So let's see where we are. Okay, week 2. Okay, so this is for week 2, and the time period is November 7th through November 13th. So let's start with the rollover, which is going to be a negative amount of negative 46. Okay, then we had an Etsy paycheck this week. Oh, we also had an Amazon paycheck as well. I'm going to combine them because the Amazon was really small, like $19. So let's see all together how much we made in Etsy and Amazon this week. It was a good week. If you watched that video, you'll know it was a good week. Okay, so altogether we made $519. That's a really good week for us. I mean, I'm happy. My goal is like about $250 a week, so that's really good for us. So $519 is what we have to work with. So let's see, $519 minus 46. That's $473. Okay, so starting with bills, we're going to take a look at the spreadsheet that I made at the beginning of the month and see what bills need to be paid. We need to pay, this week, we need to pay Disney Plus, and that will be $9. We need to pay MetroNet. That is our internet service, and it is $89. Google Fi, that is our cell phones. This is for 2 cell phones, $52 a month. I love Google Fi. I think I mention it every time, but we used to spend almost $300. It was like $278 a month on our cell phones, and now we only have to spend $52. So that's awesome. Okay, so that's it for fixed expenses. So let's see all together how much that is going to cost us. $150. So $473 minus $150. That leaves us with $323 to work with. I already know what we spent on food and gas because I already needed to get those things. So we spent $200 of that on food, and we spent $30 of that on gas. Usually I'm able to go 2 weeks before I have to get gas again, but I actually had to do a lot of driving last week. So for getting things set up for homeschooling. So anyways, we had to get gas 2 weeks in a row. Miscellaneous spending, food, gas, miscellaneous spending, and savings. I'm trying to remember how much I put towards savings. Let me see if I can figure out how much went towards savings. Oh wait, that's not going to give us an accurate number because we had 56 rollover. I'm just going to go check YouTube and see how much I put towards savings when we did our savings challenge. So just a second. Okay, I am back. So $34 was set aside for our savings challenge. $4 was from our take-home pay envelope, and then $30 was from when I rolled the dice for our $5 challenge. There was also some extra ones from our taxes, but that's not part of our budget, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so what we have left here, I need to give spending, and then we'll see if we have anything left for miscellaneous. Okay, so So our spending is 20 for me, 20 for David, and 5 for Logan. So let's go ahead and stuff those envelopes. So 20 for me. See, there's money back here. That's just the money I have to put into my bank account. 5 for Logan. Okay, and then I'll set this 20 aside to give to David. Okay, so that's our $45 for spending. So let's count and see how much we have left over here. 1, 2, 220, 240, 250. So we have 250 left over for miscellaneous. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in our miscellaneous envelope. We might need to use it to pay bills this month at some point. What I like to do is when I have extra money in the miscellaneous envelope, I like to just keep adding to it throughout the month, and at the end of the month, this is the money that I take and I use for our sinking funds and extra debt payoff. But I've spent more than I probably should have. So okay, so let's see where we're at. 200 plus 30. Okay, so we're still negative. So let me think. 559. Okay, so what I'm thinking is I don't actually have that much to set aside for miscellaneous. Some of this needs to go into our bank account to bring us back up to a positive. So let me erase this. Okay, let's put that at 0. So 200 plus 30 plus 45 plus 34 is 309. So we had 323 minus 309. That leaves us with $14 to work with. Oh my gosh, you guys. So all that money, all of this money is actually going back into my bank account. So I'm going to put that here. I'm actually going to the bank today so I can deposit this money. Okay. Okay, so we're not doing sinking funds. We are not doing extra debt. So extra savings, this is just going to be our rollover. So we have $14 to roll over next week. Okay, what do we have coming up next week? Let's look here. So for bills week 3, we have an Ames bill for $269 and Netflix for $15. So we probably won't be able to get groceries. Well, anyways, okay, so should we just go ahead and set up week 3? I feel like I want to go ahead and set up week 3. So yeah, let's do it, you guys. Actually, no, let's not, because I need to figure out how much money I made from Etsy this week. I haven't done that yet, so I need to know how much we have money from Etsy to work with. And then I also, so I did finally get my Patreon money, and I got two months worth, which could help us with our budget. But I was so excited that I already took that money and went on a food haul, shopping spree food haul. So it's okay if we don't need to get if we can't get groceries, I think, because I think we have enough. I know we have enough in our cabinets to make it. Whew. Okay, guys. Okay, so this is why I should not get behind on my budget. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, will you please give it a thumbs up? And I will see you all again next time. Bye, everyone.